What's up, entrepreneurs? Tessa here with the IdeaPros marketing team, and I have Fred Cary, who I am going to get on the screen with us. Hello, Fred. Can you hear us okay? He's playing tricks with me. He likes to do that and make things really, really close to the wire. So Fred is the obviously CEO of IdeaPros. I know you guys all know him so well and love your time with him for these Ask Question sessions. So ask Fred. And we have a lot of questions that were already submitted. So as you guys are coming in, let us know that you're watching us live with the hashtag live and where you're watching from. If you haven't already submitted a question you want to, you can do it in the chat. Although we have quite a list of questions for Fred as usual.
Awesome.
Yeah, and Fred's just so good at off the cuff conversations that I like to do this to him once a month if possible.
Well, we'll see at the end how good I was.
Yeah, you've got it. You've got it. So we'll just dive right in. So Thomas, who
Can I
is
say hello first?
Well, yes. Hello.
Hi. Thanks for joining. There.
I get so excited when we have these ones and all the questions that we come in. So I try to get as many stuffed into the little period of time that we have with you. So Thomas asked, he's a first-time guest on our show last week, which welcome. We're glad that you're here with us on Facebook, and we have new people over on YouTube too. But Thomas is a new entrepreneur as well, and he wanted to know what the first step to making an idea into a product is.
Well, first of all, congratulations, and I'm happy that you're joining us, and I'm happy that you're going to go on the entrepreneurial journey. I think the first step doesn't have anything to do with the product. The first step has to do with the mindset, because number one, I think a whole lot of people on here watching might tell you, don't do this, go back to your 9-to-5 job. People who are entrepreneurs, because it really is a ton of work. There's a lot of times that you're going to be discouraged, that you're going to be upset, that you're going to feel like you've failed. And that's just part of the growth process. That's part of getting to the point where you can succeed. Right? Nobody succeeds the first time around. So the very first thing you need to get in touch with is, do I have that entrepreneurial spirit? Am I willing to go forward and fail and pick myself up and do it again and keep doing it till I get it right? Am I willing to really build things for others and not for me? Because I'm going to buy whatever I build for me. We need to find people who actually want to buy my stuff, right? So the first step, getting yourself in mode. Secondly, to your question, more on point to your question, what's the first step in building a product, going from an idea to a product? The very first step really for me, and you can do this fairly quickly on Google for the beginning of it. And what am I trying to build? Who's the market? Who are the competitors out there now? How is that market being served? What are the pain points that my target audience has that are not being met, right? You really need to understand the place that you're going to, identify a real need that people have, and be able to sort through how they're resolving that need now to convince yourself that you have a better way that not only can handle their need, but handle it better and avoid all those missteps that the competitors are making out there. So know what you're getting into, know your market, know your competitors, know your audience.
Perfect. And we did do a show on this recently. So we go into more detail on how to do that research, actually. not just Google, which is amazing, but we have some other tools that we gave to you guys. So if you haven't already gone to IdeaPros blog, you can head over to ideapros.com/blog after our show today. I just want to remember to say that.
Yeah.
So that'll get you on the right direction, but there's tons of articles over there on what the next steps past that are as well. So I have a question from Jay. And actually, Jay, if you want to type it in, I know you're live with us. Jay Benoit, who's one of our partners and was on with us from San Diego before last week, I think it was. He had a question, but if you want to put it in the chat, I'll show it on the screen, Jay, and we'll come back to you. So Philip asked, how do I get myself a meeting with a big CEOs to get products on those retail chain shelves?
Wow. No, you don't, unless you already have a product that's kicking butt on your own website, on Amazon, or some other online sales means. If you have a lot of traction, you have a lot of momentum, you can take a meeting to talk to big box companies. The likelihood even then of being able to do so is pretty small. But if you have that traction momentum, then you have a chance. Going into one immediately, I have my product, it's in a box, I want to sell it, knock on the door, that doesn't happen. And in a sense, you're lucky it doesn't happen. Because when you get in those big box stores, they own you. And they're going to put you through a lot of hell. And we've done shows on this as well. We've probably anything we talk about, we've done a show on before. But the reality is that if you are fortunate enough to get into a big box store, they're going to try you out in several locations, and they're going to have certain expectations that you sell X amount of product in each store. Usually, it's not that high when you think of it. It's like one a week in most places, depending on what that product is. But let's suppose you do really well, and now instead of 1,000 units, now they want 100,000 units overnight. You got to pay for those units. You have to have a bankroll available for them. Most of them have terms that are 60 days, 90 days out. So the more successful you are, the more money you have to have in advance to pay for it. Excuse my cough, it's back again. But even worse than that is they can call you up in the middle of the night and say, you know what, we weren't performing. We were not getting those 1 unit sales per week in 47 stores. You need to come pick up all your inventory. That's part of the agreement that they have in place. So when you do get to the point to go to big box stores, you need to have a broker. You need to have somebody that really understands, maybe even a master distributor that'll work an arrangement with you. But it's a jungle out there, and I don't recommend trying to go there first. Although everybody wants to bring their mom to Target and point to their product, you'd probably be bringing her with her van to help you pick up stuff. So be careful.
I love that. And when you have to buy back that quantity, if that were the case. If they say, nope, sorry, it's not meeting your minimum quantities, now you have to buy back all of your merchandise.
Exactly.
Very expensive, but good, excellent advice. And we talk a lot about different routes that you can go that are direct to people. You know, there's Amazon, there's lots of different ways that you can sell your products so that you can prove that you can do these bigger things. So excellent. Now and I hope that answers your question, Philip. I think I saw you over on YouTube, so just let us know if that answered your question. Kyle, he asks, have you ever had a tough time with self-accountability as an entrepreneur? And if so, how did you overcome it?
Well, it sounds like you haven't been on my Instagram page.
No, I was going to say.
So if you go to official Fred Cary on Instagram, you see I have, I think about 430,000 followers there, and that's all I talk about all day long. Accountability. In fact, I did a post this morning on TikTok, actually. Go to Mentor and Muse on TikTok, and that whole post on TikTok deals with a lot of people, say, oh, how can I be like you? I want to have a big company. I want to have a nice house, a great car. And the reality is most people won't put in the work and won't have the dedication, determination necessary to do those things. So the way I deal with accountability, and again, you'll see it both on Instagram and TikTok, is to try to set routines and to challenge myself and do things I don't want to do so they become habits. Like set aside time every single day. I'm up at 5 almost every single day. I work out for an hour to 90 minutes, 5 days a week with a trainer. I have time set aside to read a little bit, time set aside to answer my emails, to do my filming for the social media that I have. Compartmentalize your life and stick to it. Using a calendar instead of using a calendar for appointment, using a calendar to block off certain times, you're going to do certain things to educate yourself, to make yourself more responsible, and to get that routine down that you need in order to have a chance of being successful. That's where you really need to go.
Excellent. Very good. And I put the link to Instagram official Fred Cary over in there, and I'll grab the Mentor and Muse TikTok link as well for you guys while I get Fred started on the next question.
While you're in there, you should probably also grab the post from this morning for Mentor and Muse, because that's right on the subject there.
Yes, absolutely. I love this one from this morning for sure. So I wish I could work out like Fred, just saying. I'm up at 5 a.m., but that's not 5 a.m. for me.
Tessa will be here for a week beginning Saturday, so you're going to see her working out.
I think I'm going to be working on the computer. I don't think I could keep up with Fred. Oh my goodness.
Bring your gym clothes.
I am really, really excited, though, to be right in the IdeaPros office location. As you guys know, I'm in Tennessee, so I don't get to be part of all of that all the time. Super excited. So let's see. The next question is about money, which I know we get a lot of funding questions, and money's always going to be a concern for entrepreneurs. But when looking for seed funding, do you look for one investor to do a bigger lump sum, like $250,000, or are you looking for 25 investors to invest $10,000 each?
Depends who you are. It really does, right? It's all about connections. It's all about experience. It's all about whether you've done this before in a similar industry. For me, let's just suppose you're a person that had a regular job and then became an entrepreneur and trying to build out their first business. It's very unlikely you're going to get a $250,000 check. Although one of our partners had their financial advisor come in and see whether or not they should do a partnership with IdeaPros, and he walked away with a $250,000 check himself from the financial advisor. So obviously the guy thought yes, but 25,000, friends and family are where you're going to really go at first. You're going to find it's surprising how many people will believe in you if you, well, number one, haven't burned them before, but number two, have really thought through this and gotten the information that you really need so you can sit down and show the people that care about you, not only that you have thought through it, but that you're going into a good market that's achievable and you have a plan to get in and be successful. So I would say it's much more likely you're going to get more people contributing a smaller amount, maybe even 25 people contributing 10 instead of the other way around. We had 2 guys from Canada that came to us, and they didn't have the contribution necessary to start. We showed them how to go out and do it, how to raise money. They had planned the next 3 months to go raise money and then come back to see about being a partner. They spoke to 21 people in a week and got 19 of them to say yes in 6 days. And they raised $120,000 in 6 days just from people they know. So be nice to your friends.
They are an amazing dynamic duo, and I'm excited to see them as new partners for sure. So great answer. Thank you, Fred, on that. Let's see. So Thomas and Ron, I see your questions. They are more on the confidentiality side about your specific ideas. So we will reach out to you directly about those. Jay Fanning, he asks, why is it important to have a certain name for your product, especially when launching products to the public? Oh, Fred loves naming.
Well, think about it. You're walking down a grocery aisle. You stop. You look at a product set that you have an interest in, a new cereal, a new soap, whatever it is. And there's something about one of those products that makes you reach out and grab it and read about it. And then after you make a decision to take it when you haven't even tried it, you don't even know what's inside that box. And by the way, if it sucks, you're not going to come back, right? But you want to have a product that doesn't suck. And the only way to get people to try it for the first time is to capture them, capture their emotion, to get them to see that there's something there that they connect with. Selling is all about connecting. It's not about what's inside the box. It's on what's outside the box. And that's the name, the positioning, the colors, the message. And then you better have good stuff inside that box too, because you want them to come back a second time. Because the second, third, fifth, 10th time they come back is going to be because of what's inside the box. First time is going to be what's on the outside. That's why naming is so important. You want to establish yourself as being different, as being newer, as being better, and finding something that resonates with the people that you think are your target audience, so that they're going to connect, buy, and then appreciate what you have for them.
Aw, we have Vanessa.
Oh, wait, let me add one thing to that. And this is really important, because we get so many entrepreneurs that want to name their product in a way that customers understand what it is. Well, that's the worst thing you can do, because then you don't have any identity. You know, you're going to call your brand new pair of shoes shoe. There's nothing that sets you apart, right? People can figure out what it is you're selling by your pictures, by your messages, but your name needs to stand out and be different and make people think. And some of the most powerful names, I've talked about it before, are names that are negative. Virgin for an airline, Apple for a computer, Caterpillar for earth-moving companies, right? Those are names that are powerful brands. And if you look at the name and what they have, it's just like, why the hell did they come up with that?
That I haven't heard you say, the Caterpillar one. That's a really good example of one, right, for sure. So what, oh no, my banner's in the way. Sorry, guys. Let's see if we can take that off. So Vanessa wants to say that Fred is very good with naming. He does have a gift. That's 100% sure.
Yeah, I named Vanessa. When she met me, she was named Brenda. And
There you go. There you go. Thank you, Vanessa. I think I saw you had a question too. I'm going to go find it in the chat, but we have a couple more questions before we let you go, Fred, for the day. Jared actually wants to know the 5 most important things you must have before you talk to a bank to apply for credit. Again, on the money side.
It has to be the 5 most important things.
Maybe he's like, he wants to take all of your time. No, just kidding.
Now he sounds like Alejandro on Mentor and Muse, and we do recordings. Like, what are the 3 most important things in life? I'm like, okay. So 5 most important things you need to have to talk to a bank. Well, the number 1 thing you need to have, and again, I'm assuming you're talking to a bank for a business loan. Is that correct? Can we do a thumbs up?
Yeah, business line of credit.
In the comments. Number 1, you have to have decent credit yourself, obviously. Number 2, having collateral is really important, because a bank wants to see personal collateral as well if they're giving you a business line of credit. Number 3, if you have existing operations, that's really important too. Number 4, having some customers set where you can show on your balance sheet and on your profit and loss statements that you have a need for this money and you have money coming in. And number 5, the most important one, is having a friend in the bank.
I like it. I like it. So definitely good advice there. I just lost your comments. Oh no. Okay. Jay has a question about the top 3 or 5 characteristics of successful entrepreneurs. Oh, look there, I found it. I came back. So 3, you have options here, 3 to 5.
All right, and I'll give you the top 2 that I talk about all the time is failure and crazy, right? You entrepreneurs, it's very hard to, and you could succeed on your first product, but you're going to fail miserably 5 or 6 or 7 times getting to that success point, because you're going to design it improperly. In fact, Jay Fanning and I were talking earlier today about something that we created that doesn't fit in certain environments, so we have to recreate it. So there's failure involved in entrepreneurship. So that's a characteristic that we all have. The other one is crazy, because we're leaving perfectly good 40-hour-a-week jobs to work for 80 or 100 hours, typically for no pay when we start. And everybody we know says we're crazy for doing it. But the most important thing, I think, and I think it covers 3, 4, and 5, is to have and to develop, because hard at first, but you got to keep working on it. And this is why I have the Instagram page. You have to have a belief in yourself. You have to have perseverance, and you have to have this never quit attitude. You have to have all 3 of these things, and you're going to have to dig deep into that well every single day, because there are going to be fires. There are going to be complete disasters. There are going to be setbacks. It happens all the time. If you don't have those 3 components, the first 2 are not enough.
I love how Aziza actually wrote this way before you started talking about never quitting. So I just have to say, good job, Aziza. You pulled out that one. Obviously,
should I put my glasses on so I can read it?
No, it says winners never quit and quitters never win. Be determined to keep going no matter what. Obstacles are part of the journey. Be determined to rise above them.
Yeah.
So true. And Aziza,
stop copying my Instagram quotes.
Aziza, I don't know if you I think you did put Raw Beauty in the chat somewhere. So I am going to, yep, she did. So rawbeautyco.com, amazing product line. That's Aziza's product. She's one of our partners at IdeaPros. So go check it out and definitely get the product because it's amazing.
Yeah, she has several thousand bottles being packaged up right now. So go get your orders because it is amazing. And we have a meeting next week with someone who we think is going to help make it even more amazing for us. So get it while you can.
Absolutely. Well, thank you guys all so much for being here. The last question I'm going to leave Fred with is from Martin, and he wants to know how you deal with stress and what you do to recharge.
Again, you'll find a lot
Other
of that.
than working, you can't saying you work is not de-stressing.
No, but you'll find a lot of that on the Instagram page. Look, my job is particularly hard because IdeaPros is pretty much a startup, but we partner with 300 startups. And in a way, there's a cushion there. So some of the pain that a solo entrepreneur is going to feel every single day is not felt by the partners. What they get is the result of the pain, right? Which is frustration, delays, things coming out that aren't the way they should be. These are things that as a solo entrepreneur, you get these things and you deal with them. When you're a step removed, most of my entrepreneur partners understand it, but there's a subset that want to blame me or blame IdeaPros or blame the choices that we made with our contractors. It's a natural thing to do when you're not in the middle of the fire. So how I deal with stress is really hard in that type of an environment because I consider myself an empathetic person and I feel my partner's pain when that happens. And it gets really bad if that partner gets to the point where they feel like I'm not trying hard enough, I don't care enough about their product, I don't care about them as people. That's the time I need to sit back and kind of meditate And I try to meditate every single day. And I'm not this yoga guy or anything, although I do practice yoga. I'm just saying when I talk about meditation, I'm saying to step back, take a deep breath, relax, and realize there are things you can control, and there's a whole bunch of stuff you can't control. And a lot of those things you can't control is the macro environment. Who knew there was going to be a pandemic? Who knew China's still going to be all messed up with their factories? And who knew that with all these tariffs and things, it was going to slow down shipping and increase the rates by 5-fold, 10-fold? You can't control those things. And so you need to understand as an entrepreneur, shit happens all the time. And you have to step back from the stresses of the things you cannot control and only deal with the stresses of the things that you can control. And by stepping back and relaxing and understanding that principle, then you can deal with the stresses that come at you. And then when you wake up in the morning, the only thing you have to answer is yes to the question, am I trying as hard as I can? And as long as you can answer yes to that question, then you can handle the stress. If you say no, then you got to get up a little earlier and work a little harder.
Oh, I love it. Thank you, Fred. Well, hopefully you'll have a nice stress-free time while I'm there, or at least reduce some of the stress. I am so excited. We had so many people on today, and Francisco, I'm glad you're here. I know you are new to our Facebook and you are also looking to chat with us. So we will reach out to you. And I'm going to let Fred go now and finish out bragging about some of our partners that are over here on the chat. So thank you, Fred, and I'll see you soon.
All right, thanks. Yeah, there's a whole lot of partners going live now. So that's really exciting stuff. So
that's what I'm so excited about. Okay,
finally,
thank you, Fred.
Talking about stress points.
Okay. I know. I'm so excited. So I am going to brag about some of you over there. I know we have Sean Reed, who is with Sage Scheduler, and he has his sagescheduler.com link in the chat. And so I'm going to try to get to that, Sean. Sean's amazing. He's such a committed entrepreneur. As soon as we are ready, we're going to get him on the live again. I know he's been on our live with us several times. And we have Steve Brown over there at Eclipse. I'm so excited. I saw some designs. I can't wait to see his product on the market as well. Shelly and Pam, I see you guys. Great to have you here. We're working on your website. It looks like we have Donna, Frederick. So we have Frederick live. Welcome. I'm glad you're over here. We have, Irene, good to see you. Jared, of course, he had submitted some questions. I hope you got the answers that you needed today. And oh my goodness, there's so many. Phil, I did ask your question. I hope it looks like you popped on a little later. I hope you were here to see that. And we have Chris, Vanessa, Martin. Oh my goodness, my screen isn't even catching up. Kyle, great to see you. And more, Maddie, Sec. It's been so long. I'm so glad you're here. And Barbara. Oh, hey, Barbara, good to have you. All right, excellent. So guys, what we have going on, I'm going to be live with IdeaPros next week. So we're going to be doing some extra features. We're going to be featuring some team members. So you get to see a little bit more behind the scenes. We also have some partners that we're going to be showcasing. We do have a lot of websites and products and things that are launching right now. So we will be doing those on different days of the week. So if you have a preference on when you think we should go live, I know Sean Reed wants us to do some alternative times, not just noon on Fridays, noon Pacific time. So if there are times that you think we should be going live, let me know in the chat. You know that I'm so dedicated, and even Saturday's an option if we need to for some of our partner lives. So I hope you guys have hit the bell. If not, there's also a way to get reminders by text. Don't forget to do that so that you know when we're going live. And we'll see you guys all next week, Friday at 11 a.m. or not 11 a.m., noon Pacific time every Friday at least. But I'm excited to have you guys see behind the scenes at IdeaPros. Thanks, guys. Have a great week.